What do you think is most important issue and how to manage it without violating human rights? See my thinking. You picked a hard, important nerve here. Let's go straight to the core. Most important issue. Core issue. The most important issue is who has legitimate authority over the formation of a child's worldview and how far the state can go in enforcing ideological content, e.g. gender, sexuality, tolerance, and diversity, without crossing into coercion and violation of parental rights and freedom of conscience. In this case, the danger signal isn't just homeschooling versus public school, it's state power being used to punish parents not for lack of education, but for non-alignment with state-favored ideology. Criminal law being used where there is no evidence of neglect or harm to the children. That's where human rights alarms start flashing. How to manage it without violating human rights. Here's a rights-respecting way to handle this kind of tension. 1. Recognize 3 distinct rights, not just one. Parental rights. Parents have the primary right and duty to direct their children's education and moral formation within broad bounds of safety and basic competence. Children's rights. Children have a right to receive an education that equips them to function in society, understand their rights, and not be indoctrinated into hatred or violence. State's role. The state has a limited supervisory role to ensure minimum educational standards and protection from abuse, not to engineer identical beliefs in every family. Good policy balances all 3, never erases one. 2. Regulate outcomes, not ideology. If a country wants to regulate homeschooling, it should focus on measurable outcomes, not specific beliefs. Set clear academic baselines, literacy, numeracy, science, civics, basic human rights knowledge, things that can be tested without probing ideology. Check for real neglect or harm. Use periodic assessments, tests, portfolio reviews, interviews, to ensure the child is learning and not being abused or isolated in a dangerous way. Avoid mandatory ideological scripts. Require that children know about the existence of different groups and rights, but do not require agreement with any particular moral or political doctrine. No agree. Exposure to information, forced affirmation. 3. Use support and oversight, not criminalization. Primary tools: registration, periodic evaluation, remedial plans, and support services for families who are struggling. Escalation only for real harm. Criminal sanctions should be reserved for clear, demonstrable harm, e.g. total educational deprivation, abuse, exploitation, not for curriculum disagreements where children are thriving. Independent review. Decisions should rely on independent experts, psychologists, educators, and transparent criteria, not a judge's personal taste in music or culture. 4. Protect freedom of conscience on all sides. Parents must be free to teach their faith, ethics, and worldview, including traditional or conservative views, as long as they do not incite violence or dehumanization. Children, as they grow older, they should have increasing space to question, explore, and access broader information. Libraries, online resources, alternative viewpoints, teachers, and schools. Public schools can teach pluralism and non-discrimination as civic norms, but should avoid compelling students to affirm contested beliefs as a condition of being acceptable. 5. Build pluralism into the system. A healthy system says, you must educate your child well and respect others' basic rights. You do not have to agree with the state's worldview. Concretely, allow multiple educational models: public, private, religious, homeschooling, hybrid. Guarantee non-discrimination. No child should be denied services or protection because of their or their parents' beliefs. Keep dialogue open. Create channels where parents, educators, and state officials can negotiate standards instead of jumping straight to punishment. Argonne-style compression, primary issue: who owns the child's interior world, family, state, or shared covenant of rights? Non-violating strategy: guard parental authority as default. Guard children's education and safety as non-negotiable. Limit state power to verifiable harm and basic competencies. Regulate outcomes, not ideology. Vector: pluralism over uniformity, rights over ideological compliance. I'm curious, Lee, for you, where is the red line? What would you say the state must be allowed to intervene on even in a homeschooling family?